What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fandoms Anonymous. We are here. Finally, I saw it. I had to go see it before the weekend was out because if I didn't, with the way my work schedule is now, I was not going to see it all this week at all whatsoever. But got a chance to go see Captain Marvel today, and this is our full spoilers review. Before we get started, I want to shout out to my man Jeremy Long and all the people and staff and great volunteers at Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. We had a great time in Huntsville, Alabama this past weekend. Apparently that's where Nick Fury is from. But we had an amazing time this weekend. We got a lot of good content coming up. But let's go ahead and talk about Captain Marvel. I'm not going to be long at all. I'm not. Did I leave out of this movie saying this is the best Marvel movie ever created? No. Is it in that bottom tier of the first Marvel movies that came out, like your Iron Man 1, your Thor 1, those movies? For me, yes, it is. It falls in those categories of those movies that were not so good, like Thor: The Dark World, and the first Thor. Do I think it'll get better with time? Yes. One thing about this movie, a lot of people going in hesitating about Brie Larson. She was really stoic for me in a lot of parts of this movie. Like I was talking to my man Kevin Garlington, the humor did not go over so well in this movie. There were a lot of bad parts to this movie. A lot of bad parts. But overall, it was a good movie. It was a decent movie. Again, it's not the hottest thing popping in the streets right now. This movie was really a banner to move forward into the next part of the MCU, which of course is going to be Avengers Endgame. Everybody was really waiting to see how this was going to set things up. Skrulls. Let's talk about Skrulls. If I was to do a movie and put Skrulls in it, what they did is exactly what I would have done myself. I enjoyed every last part of the Skrulls except for when they went to the whole, the Skrulls. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. The Skrulls are just so lost and homeless, and we just need a home, and we just want to survive, and the Kree they're just the big bullies. They've been chasing us. I did not like that part about it at all, because we know the Skrulls are mean and tough and they really fight, but they really made them look like they were just punks and wussies. That's just what I picked up from it. But that part I didn't like, but the Skrulls as a whole and their how they work, how the moving mechanics of the characters, I thoroughly enjoyed. My man Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson playing the younger version of himself, absolutely enjoyed. He was really there to be the comedic relief, because we know Nick Fury as the tactical person, the always making plans, always making moves, but he wasn't in that position back during this time to be making those type of shot caller, baller shot caller, 24 Blaze on the Impala. That wasn't his thing at this time that we're at in the MCU back in the 90s. Okay, my man Coulson, boy, I was so glad to see my boy Coulson getting the backstory. Not necessarily the backstory, but seeing Coulson back in the day when he was a rookie in S.H.I.E.L.D. Y'all understand, I love Coulson. I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That is my show. The Rambos, Maria and Monica, good family dynamic. Great cast for those two characters. Again, this was not, normally I'm excited when I come and talk to you guys about Marvel movies, but this really wasn't one of the great ones. It wasn't. The Starfleet, Star Force, Star Knight, Star Bright, Won't You Be My Star Tonight, that group, they were just real plain. This movie's kind of plain. It was. It really was. Goose the Cat. Okay, Goose the Cat is actually a Flerken, so we got to see him flirk it out and swallow up things and swallow up people and beat people up. Okay, we got that good part. So the Supreme Intelligence, Annette Bening, plain. This movie was kind of plain. As the more I talk about it, the more I sit here and review it for you guys, spoiler wise, it was plain. It was an okay movie. Trying to think of what else that would possibly exciting. I did get excited seeing that first glimpse of her with that mohawk. I love me some good old Captain Marvel with the mohawk. Man, this is tough. It's tough to talk about. And I know that a lot of the people on the internet feel the same way. I went into it with an open mind. Everything that's going on with Brie Larson right now in the media about, you know, her and white men. We're going to talk about that in a separate video. Trust me. We're going to talk about that in a separate video. We're going to get to that. Okay, I guess I'm sorry, y'all. This movie, there were so many things that could have been better about it. And I understand where the MCU is at this point. You know, everything that they put out is not going to knock it out of the ballpark. It just isn't. We move forward throughout the rest of the movie, finding out who Carol is, going over these clues, trying to put the clues and pieces together. At one point, I feel like we were playing Blue's Clues. Putting all the pieces and clues together, we're starting to find out more about the movie. At one point, the movie got real predictable. It was like, okay, now this is going to happen, and now that's going to happen, or we know what's about to happen next. Let's talk about Talos, this leader. We know Talos in the comic books to be so powerful, this Skrull that just don't give a crap, but they really pumped Talos out. They punked the Skrulls out at one point. You know, they've been fighting forever, but they really depowered the Skrulls in a sense. Now their fighting style and, you know, their you know, them as being Skrull soldiers and all that good stuff, the fight scenes with the Skrulls, those were good. That showed the Skrulls' power. But this is a race that's known to be able to invade planets and take over and destroy, and it made them look like they were just the little brother, or that gets bullied by the big brother, which were the Kree. So let's talk about Annette Bening's character, who actually played Dr. Lawson, who's actually a Kree scientist who got sent on a separate mission, and she found out what the Kree were actually doing to the Skrulls, and the Skrulls were actually, in a sense, innocent, and they were being taken down. And she was working for S.H.I.E.L.D. on Project Pegasus, which we know Project Pegasus contains a Tesseract, and she had the Tesseract with her, and she created this core that was going to help the Skrulls go far away from the Kree, as far away as possible. And the Kree wanted to be able to have that technology, so they've been playing these noble warrior heroes, whatever Captain Marvel calls them. You know, we're a race of noble warrior heroes, you know, feeding all this mumbo jumbo into her brain. They wanted the power, they couldn't get the power. They came to Earth, or as they call it, C-53 or CF3 or whatever the code name for Earth was. It just started to get repetitive, and on and on and on and on and on. Then we finally see the Tesseract. We see the Tesseract is hidden in this lab that is cloaked in outer space, that she wanted to help get Talos on, and come to find out Dr. Lawson, or the Kree person that plays Dr. Lawson, she was been hiding out Talos' family on this ship, and they're refugees trying to get somewhere, and they get the Tesseract, and Von Rogg shows up, and we find out that Mar-Vell is not a man and he is a woman in this movie, which I have no problems with, but it just threw me off. I was not prepared for that at all. We see that Brie Larson gets her power from this energy core that powered this light speed thing that can help people travel far, a light speed engine. So she shoots the engine because Von Rogg is trying to kill her after he already killed Dr. Lawson, or the Kree person, or whatever she was, or Mar-Vell. She's actually Mar-Vell. And she shoots the energy core so he doesn't get it, which in turn it blasts, and then it blasts her, and that's how she gets her power. So basically, you know, she's cosmic, and she got her powers from the cosmic cube. That's a nice little coinkydink, you know, I have no problem with that. Nick Fury in the eye. I thought in this movie first start showing stuff, I said something's gonna happen with Nick and that cat, because he too close to that cat, and the cat ended up scratching his eye, and he thought it was just gonna be a scratch. Something happened to his eye the whole movie, and they kept hitting that, like they were forcing the fact that we know something happens to his eye. That part I picked up on. So when he finally gets scratched in the eye, he asked him, was it alright? He was like, oh, it's just a scratch. And Talos and the other people were like, that's a flirkin. First of all, everybody else knew it was a flirkin when they walked up on the, nope, that's a flirkin. That is not a cat. That's not a regular house cat from the alley. So when he scratched him in the eye, Talos was like, he told him, was like, oh, it's just a scratch. They were like, no, it's not. So apparently, if you get scratched by a flirkin, you can lose limbs or body parts. That's what I'm picking up from that. The whole Tesseract thing threw me off for a second, but then I had to realize that the Tesseract was found by Howard Stark, which Howard Stark started S.H.I.E.L.D., which that was also the creation of Project Pegasus, so the Tesseract had been with S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time. So that's how Annette Bening's character, Captain Marvel, because they didn't call her Captain Marvel, got the actual Tesseract. Because for me, I was like, well, how the heck did... oh, you work for S.H.I.E.L.D., you work for Project Pegasus. Put two and two together. Man, what a movie. It was a plain movie. I'm here to say that the movie was very plain. All right, end credit scene, as you guys always, we gotta talk about the end credit scenes. I want you to see something for a second. So the movie is ending, and this is what's happening. Look at these people walking out. People walking out of a Marvel movie. Don't you know that there's something left, people? Yeah, that happened in my theater. Anywho, end credit scene, which was very good, might I add. We basically go to Cap and Natasha. They're looking at these screens. They're seeing these numbers pile up of people who are missing. But prior to that, though, now we did find out how Fury got the pager. Fury already had a pager himself, and then Captain Marvel tuned his pager up so it could be more cosmic, so it could reach her across the galaxy. That's how she said use it for emergencies only. So we start the end credit scene off. The pager is sitting in this little apparatus or whatever. It's blinking almost like there's shooting power to it for it to do something or send out the signal. We see the signal going out with the Captain Marvel logo or whatever. It's blinking, it's blinking, it's blinking. Rhodey comes in and he was like, hey, the thing in there stop going or whatever, what we need to do about it. And Natasha's like, we gotta find out what's going on. And Banner's basically like, do we really want to find out? And she's basically like, look, Fury had it and he knew something was up with it, so you need to get this thing working, and you get it working now, and let me know when whoever pull up so we can see what's going on. Let me know when you get a signal back from somebody or a response. All of a sudden she turns around and Carol Danvers is standing right there next to her saying, where's Fury? Now, how did she get in the room, in the building, in the first place? That is something I want to know. She just popped up. Another end credit scene, we basically see Goose the Cat throwing up the Tesseract from out of his body, which was a little cool little nod, whatever. Her binary form was really cool. You could really see a lot of the CGI in it. You could. This movie was okay. I'm glad it came. I'm glad I've watched it. I'm glad I went and developed my own thought process for it, which is something that you all should do. We're going to talk about that in a separate video when we get another chance to record some more content. But of course, guys, you know I had to come and talk about the Captain Marvel movie. Yeah, y'all gotta know, I'm usually more excited than this, but the movie didn't excite me as much. So, anywho, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of stuff here on the Phantoms Anonymous YouTube channel. We got a lot of great content coming up from the Huntsville Pop Culture Expo. If you didn't see our content from Pensacon 2019, go check that out. We have another convention coming up next weekend. I know we're always on the move. We're always doing something. So appreciate all the support that you guys give us. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you guys